From One of One Production Studio, located in Fort Lee, New Jersey, this is The Art of Music Tech. And now, here's your host, Fela and Dennis.
Let's go, and welcome to the Art of Music Tech podcast. I'm Fela, and over there is my co-host, Dennis.
I'm here, guys.
And we're live from, freshly back from 2021 NAMM in Nashville, Tennessee. We're back at our home studio of One of One Productions. And we just kind of want to give a good little wrap-up to what we experienced last week. It's the Thursday and Friday was Summer NAMM in Nashville. And before that, on Tuesday, we went to an event we go to before every NAMM, whether it's winter or summer, which is Endorse Expo, which is sponsored by and put on by Artist Relations, which shout out to Tanya and Randy. We've been working with them as endorsers for their products for like 7+ years now. Yeah, so they're a great company to work with because they put us on to so many other new great companies,
including these mics right here.
Including you hear us right now through the Lewitt LCT 840 tube microphones, and they were at the Endorse Expo as well as OWC, Gator Cases, IK Multimedia, Fur, in-ear monitors, as well as just a lot of cool people in the industry, that we got to, network with. And that's what we did at Endorse Expo on Tuesday. We podcasted from the event. So after you hear us get through this kind of introduction, you'll hear several interviews. We got to interview OWC, IK Multimedia, for audio, and also on the networking side, we just met random people that's in the industry, like Thomas Claxton. He has the Sitting In podcast that was at NAMM as well. They were
upstairs in the media room.
Yeah, upstairs in the media room at NAMM, and we got to see his setup, and we talked a bit with him and his friend, Alan Friedman, who's an entertainment CPA. We all need that. And we also have an interview with Vinny Ribas. He's head of Indie Connect, which is another cool, good networking setup. But you'll hear, what all of those people are up to. We just wanted to give you a heads up that this is kind of like a best of NAMM. A lot of new equipment was unveiled over the weekend because of NAMM. And we get into that with OWC and IK Multimedia and Fur. They all had new stuff that was either came out this past weekend or is coming out soon. So get that new information right here coming up. What was some of your favorite things there, Dennis?
At Endorse Expo or NAMM overall?
Oh, yeah, I guess overall and NAMM, Endorse Expo.
Well, Endorse Expo, of course, Randy Fuchs and his wife, Tanya.
Yeah.
Always pleasure, not just working with them, but knowing them, as friends, family. Been working with them for so long, and we, created a great relationship, a family. So talking to Tanya, we had a conversation about kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it on the podcast, but there's some behind the scenes stuff. And with Randy, he always brings a game to the table. His brands are always killing it. IK, putting together hardware pedals finally for guitarists, which, compatible with Amplitube software. So hopefully we'll get to try one of those soon. Then for audio, I know Randy been going back and forth with other in-ear brands, but I think they settled down with Fur for now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I wish them all the best and just continue growing that.
Yeah. You know, and what's interesting is that, like he was with another company that's brothers, literally they're brothers 12. To this new company with Fur Audio. Yeah, it's 12 siblings in the family and mm-hmm. 2 in-ear companies. So.
From Ukraine.
Yeah, and from the Ukraine. So really cool story with that, and the fact that it's like, oh, I want to do it this way. Well, okay, I'm going to do my own.
Healthy competition, like you said.
Healthy competition, and everybody's still cool, and very, very, very interesting companies. OWC always brings it to their new like waterproof, dustproof Envoy. Oh my goodness, he says it in the interview, so you'll hear it pretty soon, and it's going to be in the summary. But they have just killer hardware that goes with any Mac, that just so that you could keep your Mac as long as possible. Mac is always trying to make you kind of upgrade with everything, but the cool thing is that they just continue to make hardware that makes it easier to use these machines as long as possible, and not just 5 or 6 years. I mean, we're using decade-old hardware that's still, really rocking for us in the audio world. So,
yeah, they definitely add a lot with all the Mac hard drives and RAM, and their new edition is a waterproof hard drive. It's pretty cool. And as far as speed concerned, they always bring a best a connectivity, which is a standard, 3.2 USB-C, I think USB 4. So they provide industry standard products for us, for our industry.
Yeah. I mean, you'll see their stuff on the top tours and top studios around the world. So they're really doing it right, and their timing on everything is great too. So
I mean,
so they're a great company, and we get into some pretty cool topics with this upcoming interview you're gonna hear. So you're gonna hear like 4 or 5 interviews probably.
In total, yep.
And we'll do a part 2 where we go a little bit longer as well with Randy Fuchs, and talking about his background and, how to get an endorsement. So
from the man himself.
Who's the king of endorsing, of course, who you would want to talk to about how do you get endorsement as an artist, as an engineer, and but I mean, it's basically what we already do all the time. So
he may not
your content out there.
Oh yeah, basically he may not answer your phone call, emails for probably 2 or 3 years, but hey, if you stay consistent and keep doing tagging, providing great content, I don't know, content, whatever.
It's all of. I mean, great content.
Great content. Yeah. So
Hey. So we get into that. So I mean, all the meticulous stuff, I think. Would be good for anybody that's really trying to crack into, working with brands and how to get endorsements and do things like that. And, how do you help the brand and the brand help you? It's really, it has to be, helping each other.
What's the word? It's a two-way street?
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be just hopping on the one-way street against traffic, too.
Yeah. Just give me free gear and that's it. It's
that's not how it works.
It's a lot more to this. And I found it very rewarding in doing that extra stuff. It's gotten us better as content makers for our own business. So...
I mean, let's not forget that we drove your car from New York to LA with big camera, a bunch of equipment in the trunk, and we actually filmed Was it 2015 or 16 Endorse Expo?
Yeah, we were filmed. Yeah, we did interviews there and filmed, and we've done it even since then. The last, not like the last one, but the year before last, we were still doing like interviews and just getting that, we just want to know what makes you better than the next thing that's out there. And it's been a great way of like learning more about the business of manufacturing as well as just the technical aspect of it. And it helped us out in the long run now that we're now selling gear as well. And we really do take it seriously, our recommendations on what we would buy with a certain budget, and that's what we think about when we put certain items in our online store. It's stuff that we've usually used ourselves, or we've heard it highly praised by somebody else
who we trust
that we trust personally. It's been great from that first time we went to now, and it's a different vibe because we just have a lot more stuff going on now. So
a lot more to offer. But this time was different because it was first time in Nashville.
Oh yeah, and our first time having our own badge as one of one.
Oh yeah,
because we're now also members of NAMM, which is for music merchants, National Association.
I just noticed that on the badge it said buyer. I was like, oh
yeah, because we are buyers now.
Makes perfect sense.
And this kind of thing. Even more so, hey, we were just artists and creators before, but now being buyers, we really want people to know what the best things are out there. And things like NAMM and AES, these are the ways that manufacturers get that word out, on what's happening with their company. So, hey, we'll soon be at the AES convention as well in Vegas. We're just going to keep it going, really keeping our finger on the pulse of what's going on in the manufacturing world and tech wise, and how it can, what's making everybody better is really what we're always going for. So okay, I think with that being said,
all right,
with that intro, check it out. We got quite a few interviews, and you're gonna learn a lot more of what's coming out soon and what's out already. So take it away. Let's go, and welcome to the Art of Music Tech Podcast. I'm your host, Fela, and we're at Endorse Expo 2021 in Nashville with our friends at Artist Relations. And today, it's going to be like a hodgepodge of different interviews we're doing just throughout the day. And first up, we have Alan Friedman, CPA, to the rock stars. And then Alan, who else do we have?
Well, we also have one of my favorite, most talented clients, Thomas Claxton.
Wow,
rock star, the true rock star. Yeah, Tom's been a client of ours a long time. I played in the band with him. Singer-songwriter out of Georgia, Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah.
And but
sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. I don't know.
On a world tour of Tennessee right now.
That's right. Can I just say I have not heard the word hosh-posh in forever.
Yeah, right.
That needs to be brought back.
That's a good word.
I mean,
that describes us for sure.
No doubt.
Exactly. We got an engineer, CPA, and a rock star.
That's right.
And we're all at an Endorse Expo with a bunch of gear and talking a lot of shop around here.
Yeah.
So is this your first time at Endorse Expo, or you're a regular to these sorts
You know what?
of things?
This is my first time at Endorse Expo. This is my 60th NAMM show. I've been coming since 1985.
Nice.
So when you were like a year old?
Yeah, well, I was a little older than that. So, but I haven't missed a show since '85. And then, but so it's, every NAMM show is great. And what's awesome about this show is that we didn't have shows last year, so this is like a whole gathering again that we want to be back involved in music and the whole retailing and manufacturing and of products. So it's great to be back. I would say post-COVID. We're almost post-COVID. So.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. We're hoping it's post-COVID.
Exactly.
We're hoping it's on its way out. So in July of 2021.
Yeah, I mean, that's why this is our first year being at NAMM, Summer NAMM. We always go to winter.
Yeah.
For about the past 10 years. But yeah, this is great. We were just chomping at the bit to get out of the house, get out of Jersey.
Yeah.
Let's just get out to Nashville. Okay, let's go. It's the summer. Let's
I think
go.
that's pretty much the consensus of the planet right now.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's at the point now where it's like, screw it, we're leaving. We're going out. We're doing things. We're getting back around people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how was that looking for you as a rock star?
Oh Lord, she's using that rock star thing way too loosely. You know, God Almighty, see what you did?
Yeah, that's got a wide connotation. So very wide. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I appreciate that, but you know, look, there's always a lot of great opportunities at NAMM.
Yeah.
You know, I would say, and you know, I think of all the things, you know, that I missed the most. You know, 2020 wasn't the best year, clearly. You know, but all I kept thinking the entire time was, man, I just can't wait to be back around my friends. Can't wait to see everybody. You know, some of these guys are family. You know, so it's like, this, if nothing else, we just got to all get back around each other. So, you know, now that things are opening back up and everything's looking like it's, you know, we got some promise, you know, coming down the road.
Okay.
Light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. You know? It's looking good. You know, I've got things scheduled back out of town, getting back on the road a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll be hanging with you in Connecticut in November.
We actually have a fundraiser that's happening in November.
Okay.
It's a musical weekend.
Please let us know. What's the website?
Yeah. If you go to right now, it's going to come out the announcement within the week, but it's right now. It's on my Facebook page under Alan Friedman. If you type in Friedman in Connecticut, you'll see the link. I'm really excited. On Saturday night, I'm a guitar player also, aside from being a partner in a CPA firm. It's a weird combination. So I've done 5 records, and so I'm finally doing my first album release party, which is actually a 5 album release party.
This is your first one?
Yeah, this is my first one to do it.
All the years you've been in the industry, you've never done an album release?
No, it's crazy. I had to get 5 records out to do one. So.
Wow.
So that's happening on Saturday night, November 13th at Telefunk and Microphone Soundstage.
Oh, I've been
they're
meaning to get out there.
Yeah, they're in. And then on Sunday, which is even cooler, they're clients of mine. There is a clinic and a performance by a band called The Immediate Family. Now, most people wouldn't know it by that name, but it is the most famous LA recording and touring musicians ever. You'll know everybody.
A big shot at the Leland.
Yeah, Leland Sklar, Danny
genius.
Korchmar, Waddy Wachtel, Russ Kunkel, and a long-standing client of ours, guy by the name of Steve Postel. It's essentially the Carole King, James Taylor, Jackson Brown band. Phil Collins, bass player, was Leland.
Doesn't Leland flip the bird when he says hello?
Yeah, that's right. That's the guy.
That's like that's his sign of affection. He'll be like,
even if you don't know him by name, he's very recognized. He's got the big, long, white beard. And Waddy's Stevie Nicks' musical director. He's played with Keith Richards and the Expensive Winos. And so these guys are like, you know, they were Ronstadt's band. They were, you know, they've played with everybody. Their discography is crazy. So they're doing a clinic and a performance on Sunday, but the whole thing is a fundraiser for autism, which makes the whole thing, you know, really pretty crazy awesome. So
it'll be a great event for sure.
So that's November 13th and 14th in the Hartford, Connecticut area. So just come on up. You're in Jersey? Did you say you're in Jersey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
I'm
not
close.
that far.
I mean, I've got
We're in Jersey. We're in Jersey.
I'm in Fort Lee, so I'm like at the bridge.
Right over the GW Bridge. We can have lunch.
Exactly.
When you live in Savannah, everything up there is like next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, we're 12 hours away, so you guys could be 4 hours away.
We
still
could get
think
through
you're
6
next door.
states in about 4 hours.
No doubt. But I got to say, though, that DC traffic getting to you guys sucks.
It's a little tough.
Terrible. I hate DC traffic. I don't know what's worse, the Jersey Turnpike going into Manhattan or the bypass around DC. That's awful.
The only thing worse than DC is maybe New York. The only thing worse than New York is LA.
Yeah.
LA is the worst.
But here's the thing though, LA drivers sit. You know what I'm saying? They just sit there. You're moving like 5 miles an hour versus the Turnpike heading into Manhattan, where everybody's doing 95, even in the rain. There could be a freaking blizzard.
Right.
You know, everybody's ready to run each other off the road.
Yeah, but at least we're getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there. But you know, for crying, I never thought I never feared death in Los Angeles, but I definitely do in Jersey.
The aggressiveness that comes out of the Northeast is a Southerner at heart. I'm from South Carolina originally.
I couldn't tell by the accent.
Yeah.
You certainly don't have a New York accent.
No Jersey accent.
No Jersey. You sound like a Jersey girl to me.
So, but I've been there for 12 years myself. But I used to live in like Myrtle Beach area, so Charleston and that whole Savannah run is
I'll tell you
legendary.
My least favorite place, and I'm gonna go ahead and probably gonna ruffle some feathers here. It's Newark. I got to be honest about. I had a bad experience in Newark. You know,
that had to be a long time ago.
It wasn't.
New York. Newark is awesome.
It's probably changed, but I don't care to go back to find out. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you one. Cleaned up.
Here's the
even in the 12 years of me being there.
I was threatened in Newark.
Oh I'm sure you were.
This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I wasn't even there 5 minutes. I'm walking my basset hound in this big park. Right there, Newark's got this huge park, and right next to this park is this beautiful cathedral. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. Now, everything behind the cathedral, but it was, you didn't want to go back in certain areas.
Oh yeah, totally.
But all of a sudden, the sirens come on, the lights hit, and this police officer gets on the microphone. You with the dog, approach the vehicle. And I'm looking around thinking there's like a dealer or somebody walking around with a Rottweiler or something. I didn't have a clue. I'm the only one in the park. I walk over there and the guy goes, I haven't been there 5 minutes. The guy's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm walking my dog. What's it look like I'm doing? You're not from around here, are you? I was like, why? Do people in Newark not walk their dog or something? What's the problem? He's like, all right, where are you from, kid? I said, Savannah. I'm going to give you the best advice I could ever give somebody like you. I said, what? Get the out of here immediately. I hadn't been there but a few minutes. So that was my first.
Sounds like Jersey.
That was my first experience in Newark.
Yeah, but you're missing out on all the good stuff. Like Bergen County, it's like all the shopping you want. Like you go down 4 or 17. Like really, come on.
But you got to put it in perspective. We don't act like that in Savannah.
But you know what?
In Savannah, we look at people and say, hey, how are you? Give a big hug, that kind of a thing. So, when you first meet someone and they're talking to you like that, the guy's like, where is it?
You know what the problem with Savannah is, though? There's no Stu Leonards.
Oh, wow. Is that the problem with it?
That's the problem.
I've been wondering for years what was wrong with Savannah. There's no Stu Leonards. Gotcha.
Come on. You haven't lived unless you go grocery shopping at Stu Leonard's.
Wow. See, this is why I wanted Alan on this podcast.
You know what's funny?
Only a food
New Yorkers and New Jerseyites. They're roughly. I have no idea. New Jerseyans? What are they called? New Jersey? I don't know. What are they? What are New Jersey? What are the plural?
The New Jerkies. That's what I'm calling them.
Jerseyans. It's got to be Jerseyans.
Yeah.
So, they're a little rough around the edges, New Yorkers and New Jerseyans, but you know what? They're all loving. They are all loving.
No, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
You just got to know
Have you ever seen the Bill Burr roasting of Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, that's
That's
legendary.
the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
City of Love?
Oh,
City of Brotherly Love?
They were cursing him out and booing him before he even started. He was like, all right, let's go.
And the best thing he said.
Forget this and that.
The best thing he said on that entire thing was, look, what's wrong with you people? You got Joe Frazier, but he doesn't have a statue. You've got a statue of this little tiny Italian that didn't even exist. I mean,
Yeah.
Rocky, oh my God. He's like, why doesn't the man who really existed get a statue? What's wrong with all you idiots? And you just went off on him something else.
Oh, yeah,
awful.
I loved it because he counted down.
Oh,
Because he
yeah.
was like, you're going to pay me to just roast you for 30
I've got
minutes.
10 minutes left of this. And then a little bit later, 8 minutes left. And he just keeps roasting him. It's God, hilarious.
My in-laws are from Philly, by the way.
By the way, they're never going to air any of this.
Yeah, no, probably not.
This is totally the most controversial podcast. You know, and we're trying to keep it clean.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of all this. Can you imagine if we were turned loose?
Truthful.
Well, guys, on that, thank you so much
You're welcome. It
on
was awesome.
stopping
We
through
appreciate it.
the Art of Music Tech podcast.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We got
hey,
a lot of music in.
Yeah, we got music. We got numbers in from CPA
Yeah,
guy. Got
right.
some rock star stuff from the South. And
That's awesome.
hey, I mean, this was a good coverage on this podcast. So thank you guys again
You're
for
welcome.
coming through. And
Thanks for having us. It's
all right.
great.
Bye-bye.
Terrific. We'll see you. Bye.
All right. We're back at Artist Relations Endorse Expo, and we're with OWC right now, and they're always crushing it with the latest in Mac everything products. I mean,
Yeah,
There's just nothing
everything. You know, everything for Mac and PC and tablets and anything you need to expand, store more, upgrade for PCs, Macs. We offer that.
Exactly.
So
let's get right into it.
Sure.
Let's get to it. The crush proof, dust proof, waterproof.
the everything proof.
Everything
the everything proof. Actually, I think you
Hard
actually
drive.
provided some stuff. This is actually the model that went to space when we did the promotion last year. So this is the Envoy Pro FX. It is our new Thunderbolt drive from OWC. It's up to 2 terabytes. It's a truly universal drive. So the beauty part about this drive is if you have a computer from 2010 that has USB-A ports, it'll work with that.
Yeah.
If you have a computer that's USB-C, it'll plug into that. If you have the latest Mac Pro with Thunderbolt, or even the new iPad Pro with Thunderbolt, and you plug into that, it'll work with that. It will also, the beauty part about it is it'll work at the speed in which your host computer is. So if you have the fastest computer today, it'll run at that speed. If you have the 2010, it'll run at that speed. So it'll always work, plug into everything, and you have the ability to basically allow you to transfer files from any machine to any machine now and in the future.
Yeah. And what's the biggest this goes?
So this goes up to 2 terabytes. It's a crush-proof, waterproof design. Nice, no internal fan, so it's a heat sink built in, so it's quiet. It's a great drive for anybody who, like I said, for Mac Pros all the way to iPads, to Surfaces, to tablets, to smartphones, even if they have a USB-C port on them.
All right. What you guys always do, taking it to the next level.
Yep.
Wherever it...
That's what we do. We basically look at what people need out there and create solutions to make their technology last longer and do more. And that's what OWC does.
Yes. And it's literally been all over the world with me, OWC products.
Yep.
What else do you have here?
So another product we have here is, speaking of taking the latest and greatest technology, we take Thunderbolt 4 and we take the ability to use Thunderbolt 4 technology and put it into a dock. So you now have the ability to add multiple Thunderbolt docks or multiple Thunderbolt peripherals into a dock and off of one computer. So what I'm holding in my hands here is the OWC Thunderbolt dock that gives you the ability to add 3 additional Thunderbolt devices to your Thunderbolt computer, which is something you couldn't do before.
Yeah.
So with the latest Thunderbolt 4 technology, you're able to do that. We also give you back the SD card readers, USB-A ports that basically no computer really has anymore. So we give you those ports back, give you the ability to expand your Thunderbolt to additional Thunderbolt devices, and then also give you wired Ethernet back as well, since most laptops don't have Ethernet ports anymore either.
Wow.
So we take what you have and again add more to it and make it better, make it last longer, and be responsible with the technology that we have and making it last longer and keeping it out of landfills, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Making it last longer.
Yeah, making it last longer.
Yep.
Exactly. Could you expand too more on that, the NASA, the trip to the...
Oh, sure. So what we did is back, I want to say in September, we did a piece with Blue Origin. So what we did is we took a bunch of artists, employees, customers, sent us all a bunch of stuff in. So we have songs, videos, photos, and we loaded them all onto an Envoy Pro FX. We shipped them off to West Texas, and they were put aboard the New Shepard rocket that went out to space and came back with Blue Origin. So basically, the data that people sent to us, we got about 1.3 terabytes of data sent to us, which, if anybody knows, that's a lot of data. That's a lot of data.
Exactly.
And we sent it up
with a few from us.
Yes, a few from you. And we sent them out there. They went up to space and came back. They landed. I actually got the drive back. And tested the files afterwards. All the data is still intact, and that drive is now sitting at our headquarters in Woodstock, Illinois, in a display case, along with official stuff from Blue Origin that it went to space. It's got its own space patch.
Oh. We got a space patch too.
You did.
You
did. You guys, everybody got certificates and patches.
Yeah, so big ups to you guys on that.
That was fun. We got
special.
a good turnout with that, and that was something that we,
super fantastic.
Given our name OWC is Other World Computing, it's time to send our drive to space some more.
Exactly. I mean, it's nothing harder that can hit it than space.
Nope.
So. That's the next level. Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
For keeping us up to date on what's the latest with OWC. Well, we're always keeping an eye on you guys because you keep us running.
Yep. Happy to do it.
We use all Mac on everything we do production-wise, and you guys are in our hard drives, external hard drives, RAM, everything. So thank you guys for doing what you do, and thank you for stopping by with us at Artist Relations Endorse Expo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Hello, and we're back at Artist Relations Endorse Expo, and today we're here talking with Dan Boatman with IK Multimedia, which you've seen our videos that we've done with the software we've dealt with IK. That's amazing, and we use it on our podcast intros and all types of things. So you guys got hardware, software.
Yes, thank you.
Versus with with your iRigs. You guys are just killing the game.
We play in a lot of different markets, yeah.
And we love it because we're the same way. We're creators, we're audio engineers for music, we do podcasting.
Yeah.
And you guys help with everything we do.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's really, that's where we come from too. Almost everyone at the company is a musician or a podcaster, or and we love coming to events like this to talk with the musicians, because a lot of what drives us to create the products that we do are these conversations of just kind of hearing what people are doing and what they need and how we can make their jobs easier, and so we love doing that. It's a lot of fun.
So what's the latest on making everybody's jobs easier?
Well, we have a couple of different products. The one that we just announced at Summer NAMM is the new Amplitube X Gear series. This is actually our first step into the guitar pedal market. Okay. So, on the software side, we've been doing guitar amps and effects for 20 years, but we've never really done our own hardware. So the X Gear pedals are sort of our first, steps into that market, where they're boutique digital pedals. So the idea there is that they're really, really high quality guitar pedals that are going to give you all the different sounds that you would need on stage, the sounds that you'd be used to getting from our Amplitube software, but in a really convenient pedal board pedal that you can just drop right into your existing pedal board and take anywhere. And what's really unique about them,
endless options, basically.
well, a ton of options, and then what we the idea that we came with, and the reason that we call them X gear, is that it crosses from the computer to your pedal board. So it's a totally standalone guitar pedal. You don't have to have it connected to your pedal, but then we actually make a virtual version of it for your computer. So it opens as a plugin in all your recording software. You've got access to all the same effects, all the presets that you made on the hardware unit. So you can record on your computer, and then you take any presets or any sounds that you create there, and you push it into the hardware unit, you take your pedal board, and you gig live. So all of a sudden, now you have sort of the best of the virtual amp modeling, as well as the best of actual physical pedals that you can gig with, and you don't have to sit there and try to recreate your settings every time. It's just back and forth, perfectly and smooth.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
Well, we hope so. We think it's pretty cool, and the people that we've showed it to have reacted really well. It's now that we can finally gig again.
Yeah.
It's fun to start talking about live stuff.
Exactly, chasing down sounds that you're like, I can't quite get it back to what I had.
Well, everyone spent the last year in the studio. It was a great year for people to focus on creativity and make music. But it's like now I think everyone wants to get out and start reconnecting, start getting in front of crowds, and so we felt like the right time to bring something like this out and maybe help people do that a little easier.
Good stuff. Yeah. Anything else people should be looking forward to?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got so much again.
We have a lot of different stuff. Yeah. Honestly, it's not quite as fancy as the Amplitube X gear, but the other product that we just came out with that's actually probably really relevant for you guys would be the iRig Pre 2. The iRig Pre was one of our oldest products. We released it in 2011, and it was just a really simple little mic preamp that would connect directly to your iPhone or your iPad. And it was great, but over the years, we realized, there were some improvements that we could make, and so, you guys have such gorgeous microphones here. If you wanted to go live to, Facebook or Instagram or Clubhouse now is a really big one.
Yeah.
And Clubhouse you can only get into on your phone, so you need an interface like the iRig Pre.
Yeah.
With iRig Pre 2, it adds a bunch of really convenient features. It adds real-time monitoring, so you can actually listen and make sure that you sound right. Because a lot of these live streaming apps, they don't give you monitoring, so you don't know how you sound until you go live.
Yeah.
So with the direct monitoring, you can hear yourself before you hit go live,
nice.
Which is a small thing, but it's kind of important.
As an audio engineer,
right.
We're like, I can't hear it. I gotta hear before it goes live.
So with so many of these apps that have come out, where the people are using to connect, with audio or with live streaming, you kind of have to use your phone, and there aren't a lot of really good options to get high quality sound into your phone other than the iRig.
Yeah.
So we're always trying to sort of say, well, what can we do to adapt to how things have changed? Maybe before it was more music, but now live streaming is a thing that wasn't before.
Yeah.
So we're always trying to update our products to continue to adapt to those changes and those things that you wouldn't necessarily think of, like Instagram. A lot of the time it only grabs the left channel. So a lot of our products now have a mono switch. So if you plug in a stereo source, you can mix it to mono, so you don't lose the right channel when you go live. They're small things, but when you talk to people and they're like,
it's huge,
right? And
like,
so,
what is it?
Right. So we try to always be listening and always try to find those little things where we can make people's lives easier.
Fantastic. Well, who suggested the iRigs for Versus? Now this is a big
the Versus. I can't. There are some behind the scenes things on Versus. We love the Versus guys, and we have a great relationship with a lot of those artists. And it was funny because we get blamed even when they're not using iRigs. So there was a pretty high profile situation where the audio wasn't great on Versus, and people were like, they got the wrong iRigs, and we were like, they don't have any iRigs. We had nothing to do with this. We actually sent them iRigs afterwards to try to make sure that didn't happen again, because we got blamed for it, even though they were using a different service. So it's weird that like we've become kind of like the Kleenex of like mobile. Like if you're plugging into an iPhone, people are like, oh, it must be an iRig, even when it's not. So yeah, I mean, that was one where I was like, look, we know exactly what happened, exactly how they could have fixed it. We'll send them the instructions. Like we just want to help. Yeah. But it was funny. Like we were watching it. I was watching that one live, and I was seeing people being like, "Oh, the iRig's messed up," and I was like, "No, it's not the iRig. Don't blame us." So yeah, but the Versus series was super cool, man. That was so cool when it came out of nowhere to be this massive brand like that. Exactly. That was so cool.
And then the fact that I was hearing about you guys through other people, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, you guys, just such a. You guys became a household name if you were into music.
That was a blast.
Trying to get it out there, via streaming.
Well,
I
think there was a minute where people were like, look, just because you can't perform, you still want to share your music, you still want to connect with your fans, and social media offered a really cool way to do that, especially with live streaming and stuff. So we're just really thrilled that we were able to help people do that. We were kind of in the right spot when that happened, and
truly were. Yeah.
We were very blessed. Last year was a tough year for a lot of people. We're very grateful that we were able to help people, and that we were in a spot where we had a pretty good year.
Involved with an iconic brand that we'll always remember for this particular period.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
congrats on being part of history.
That's really cool.
A technical history. Everybody was on what an iRig was. I was like, all right, look at this.
that was a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, that was proud. So thank you, Dan, for coming by.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
And talking about all the software and hardware, and you guys are really doing great stuff, and we love using you guys, and glad that we could touch base with you guys.
Absolutely,
after all this thing happened.
It's so nice to be seeing people again.
Person.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so good luck with the rest of the year. Will we see you at like AES? Are you guys coming out to that? Or?
I don't know if we're going to do AES yet or not, to be honest with you. We'll be at Winter NAMM.
Okay. Well,
other than that, we're kind of seeing. We're going to see where the year takes us, I think.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We'll talk to you later.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Hello, and we're back with Artist Relations Endorse Expo, and I'm here with a new addition to the in-ear game. Introduce yourself.
That's a good way to put it. I like that, the in-ear game.
Yes.
So my name is Bogdan, and I am from Fur Audio and one of the founders of Fur Audio. In 2018, we split off from another brand that we were very involved in the crucial development and making it kind of a worldwide brand. Mm-hmm. So me and my younger brother and some other family members and a friend just got together, and we wanted to do something a little bit special, a little unorthodox, things that other brands maybe were a little afraid to go into because it might disrupt things. When you got a good thing going, you don't want to mess with that, right? So we were like, hey, we got nothing going, so let's do this, right?
Exactly.
So it gave us, this like bullish edge where it's like, we were just like, hey, it's uncharted territory, but who cares? What do we have to lose, right?
Exactly.
We've already done the huge. So we're like, let's do something that we really like and think is kind of out there. And it's from one of those things, the bunny character was born. We have this little comic. He's like the mascot for the 5x5 product, and he's like a bunny that was captured from his little happy pasture and was sent off into space by evil people. So he came back with a vengeance with this mind control device that we call 5x5, mesmerizing people when they listen to it. So anyway, it's just, we're mixing in a little bit of fun into it.
Does that mix with fur? Like, where did that name come
furry,
from?
I mean, so our Asian distributor partners were kind of heavily involved in making that character and developing that. And because that market is, it's quite a big market. aside from the pro audio industry, it's a big audiophile market, and they, you know, they really like something that's, you know, they can kind of dive deeper into, because this hobby is, for them, it's all about, you know, the details. They want to know the technology. So we throw this kind of interesting fictional character in, where he's kind of just goofy, does all the stuff they want to do and get away with, but they can't because they're people and he's a cartoon character. So it's kind of just giving people a little sigh of relief, kind of like, that's kind of funny, and he's kind of cute, you know. And we have this little teddy bear kind of toy of him that when you buy a 5x5 in Asia, you get this little toy for free that you can give your significant other, so they don't get mad at you for spending thousands of dollars on something they completely do not understand and may leave you for. So like, hey, at least they get a toy out of it, right?
These are customs, or
well, we make both.
Okay.
Universals and customs.
Okay.
More universals are sold there because people kind of like to try things and resell. So it's more of a little more convenient for that way. Custom is like, I guess that saying where it's like so and so is you date and then so and so you marry, right? So a custom you marry, and a universal you date. Or a side piece or whatever you call it. You know, so
exactly.
Custom you're married to because it's shaped to you.
It's you. Yeah.
So I like that analogy.
Yeah, I like that too. You're right. Side piece analogy.
The side piece effect.
The side piece effect. Good stuff. So how many different models do you have? You mentioned the 5x5. Like what's all the different models that you have?
So 5x5 is more of an entry, but because Fur is a premium brand, it starts at $1,000.
Okay.
So that's our entry. So we have models ranging 3 different models between there and the flagship, ranging all the way up to $27.99. We also have something, dare I say, new coming pretty soon, and that is actually going to raise the bar even more in price-wise. I'll just say it's our flagship is a tri-brid right now, and we're going to be doing a quad-brid, which combines 4 different sound technologies into one. And the price is going to be north of what our flagship is now, but you know, we're a premium brand, so when people see it and the 5 new groundbreaking features we're doing in it, it's worth. I mean, even competition in that price range, I think we're still giving people a really good deal.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and is that gonna debut at this NAMM, or is it some months from now?
Not this NAMM, but it will be soon. I can say, you know, later, a little later this year. So.
All right.
I don't want to spoil too much, but.
Okay. Will you guys be at AES as well?
We have some rough plans to be.
Okay.
We just got endorsed by Donny Osmond, who just
Let's go.
he just got a 5-year residency there
He's in
Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So
of course.
we're kind of like, hey, AES Vegas, we get to see Donny. We're like, hey, sounds like fun, you know.
Exactly.
So we're really thinking on going. So.
Yeah, we're gonna go too. So we'll see you there.
Well, hopefully we'll catch up there.
Oh yeah, and hopefully we get to
with
see
the new product.
Thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. Anything else you would like to break with us, or any new things that we should be looking out for, or you know?
Well, gosh, I think I said too much already.
Okay.
May have to redact some of that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear it. It will. Anybody that's growing their businesses and you're getting more out of the technology, we're here for it.
I'll say this, our philosophy as a brand, if people want to kind of know the core of what we're doing and what we're about, you know, we're using less resources and getting a higher output. So, you know, we don't have a huge R&D team, but what we come up with is really, really good stuff. So
how do you get around that? Not having an R&D team with you guys keep kicking it.
Inspiration. Like sometimes we work at night. Like I literally call my younger brother and I'm like, hey, I have this idea, and before you know it, I'm at the shop and we're in front of our equipment trying stuff, because we're just going to be laying there all night thinking that this could work, you know? And like, no, I got to try. I can't go to bed thinking about maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. And I'm like, I know this will work. I need to go try it. So just like, we're very spontaneous. We live a musician lifestyle. We're like working till 3, 4 a.m.
Okay.
And then we sometimes sleep in, and it's like, hey, it's okay, because we were like, in one night we'll accomplish what something like a legitimate company may not even accomplish in a year. And I'm not even kidding. Like, just random idea, and no drugs involved. Because doing this stuff and accomplishing it's a drug. We're addicted to it. You think of something no one's thought of, you're like, oh my god, that feels so good, you know.
Exactly.
So we're running
Chasing
on a natural high.
Chasing
a very
that
healthy high.
I dig it. Same here. We're on it the same way. The new technology, who's coming out with what, where, we got to get our hands on it. We need to try it. We need to see.
Well, you're the first one to hear about this new model, so or models.
Okay. Model, okay. Either or, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're. I can see you guys are doing your thing, right? Getting an exclusive scoop, and I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna talk about this anywhere else. I can't. I'm not supposed to. We gotta delete this whole thing.
Oh, jeez. Well, at least give us a few months, and we'll do it after you do yours.
All right. Well, you do your thing, and I'm sure it'll all be fine.
All right. Well, thank you so much for even for letting us crack your lips on what's the latest going on with Fur, and so good to see you, you know, with the new company, and just knowing that you guys are taking it again to the next level with another name, and can't wait to see what's coming up.
Yep, it's a pleasure, and it's nice talking to you.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. All right, we're back at the Artist Relations Endorse Expo, and we're here with Vinny at Indie Connect, and Vinny was just telling me about the latest from Indie Connect, that you guys have an app.
Right, we're launching an app for the Nashville music industry, and we plan on doing it in cities all over the world, but basically it's just one central spot where you can get all the information on upcoming events, on contacts and resources, there's training on there, there's all the nonprofits in town, places to volunteer, places to get help, just a lot of education stuff, and then some fun stuff too. We've got, you know, a Spotify playlist that you can get on there for new music that's being released here, new videos that are being released here, and so just trying to
just
fill
from all
in.
These different content creators in the area.
It's just the idea that musicians need to have this stuff should have it in their pocket. They have easy access to, I need this, I want to do this, and everything's in one place. Because there's lots of websites that you can go to, and we kind of aggregated some of those to put it in there. But it's just one central place where anything you want, from voice lessons to, to where do I get help if I have medical challenges and I need money, and go to Music Cares or something.
Yeah.
It's all in there. How do you volunteer? Where can you volunteer to get some connections and experience and stuff? And just trying to put everything together in one place.
All right. A great networking tool with, everybody needs it at every point of their life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've got a whole page, probably 20 different ways to network, all the different networking organizations and everything in town. So.
Nice, Vinny. Tell me more about the school tour we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the school tour is pretty amazing. We have 16 artists that are going to go out and tour basically grades 1 through 12 schools, and they'll be talking on social acceptance, and they'll be performing. And this will be starting in the middle of September. And basically, the whole idea is that all of the artists have some kind of a story behind them. There's, we have one gentleman who has Asperger's, and yet he has a 5.5 octave range. He sings, he dances, he does impressions. He's amazing. But growing up with Asperger's, you don't connect to people. You don't have eye contact and stuff like that. So it was a lot of adjusting, a lot of bullying. He ended up getting two martial arts degrees because he was bullied so much. He's just amazing. But he happens to be an artist that I manage, Daniel Panetta. But it's just incredible, some of the stories that are out there and some of the things that people have overcome.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's about. We've got another artist I was telling you about, Kailyn Robertson. She is a country artist, and when she was 9, her family dog mauled her face. And so she had facial reconstruction surgery, and she was bullied to no end. And so that's a huge challenge when you're 9 years old and dealing with not only the frustration of what you're doing and the pain and everything else, but then not being accepted anywhere. And she actually she's absolutely gorgeous now. They did a great job, but she actually signed up and paid to be on 2 school tours to talk about bullying because it was that bad. We have another artist. This is a new one we just brought onto the tour. She's a rapper out of Texas, and she grew up in a broken home. She ran away. She was homeless for a year. She ended up joining the military to get out of all of that. She went to Afghanistan. When she came back, she had PTSD. She got into drugs. She ended up in prison for a year. And now, she's finally back on track, got her life together. And she wants to help people. She wants to tell her story and talk about, all the challenges that she went through. And so being able to relate to the kids, and what we're trying to do really is create positive influencers. Influencers that these kids, especially for a lot of them, it'll be the first concert they've ever been to.
Yeah.
And so, I remember my first concert. And so they'll be able to take that, and follow them. And then the same people that are putting on the school tour also have this TV network that we're launching called Virtuo. It's Watch Virtuo, VRTUO.com. And it's that, along with 85 other channels. We're in part of a system called VidGo. It's all being sold by schools. 25,000 schools, I think we have, that are selling the subscription starting in September. So our initial subscriber base will be millions of students and lots of, the parents and the families and everything. But the idea is we can take these artists and we can break them as influencers, and hopefully then, we'll put them on TV. We'll just, tie everything together and hopefully change the things that people are watching. Everything on the network's going to be family friendly.
Nice.
Not sugary sweet.
Yeah.
Real, but just not divisive. Nothing negative, nothing that's, political, and just, staying away from all that.
Yeah.
But just changing what people are seeing, what people are listening to, giving them healthier alternatives. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. How long have you guys been going?
Oh gosh, they started this 5 years ago, but getting all the pieces together, all the funding, all the right players behind it, people that believe that what we can do is for real. In May, we're putting on a 3-day concert down in Brazil. And the only way that you'll be able to see it, unless you're in the stadium itself, is to buy a ticket through a school, to a student, and we'll have students all over the world selling it. So we expect to raise over $2 billion for schools and after-school programs.
Nice.
So it's a pretty amazing program. I can't take credit for anything except being in the right place at the right time, so I got involved in all of this.
And this is it's also to help students do their own creative content thing, or to inspire
absolutely.
that as well.
We definitely have parts of it where we call them streamcasters, and budding filmmakers can film their own sports, their school sports, and we'll put it on the TV network. So we're definitely
doing highlight films and
exactly.
ESPN style.
Just getting them all engaged, and we've got other programs that go along with it. I won't go into detail, but things that will replace all of the music lessons and stuff that have been cut out of a lot of the schools, the extracurricular activities and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just trying to change the world a little bit.
Yeah, being that you got to creatively do it, it's a creative process.
Absolutely.
You got to create your way out of it.
Yeah, and you gotta get them where they're looking. They're not looking at TV right now a whole lot. So everything what we're doing will be, multimedia. You'll be able to do it all on your phone and everything. But yeah, a lot of outreach, a lot of interaction. I also have, I mentioned, a virtual platform called the Spark Nashville, and it's an avatar-based platform, and it's basically designed. It's kind of like most people use it. There's a couple of them out there that they use it just for events, for virtual events, but we're turning it into a community, and we plan on having 50 of them. So the one here in Nashville basically is going to have a lot of entertainment, and then it's got places for business offices and everything else in there. But we plan on having one for the students, the teachers, and the parents.
Nice.
And so taking that whole program, making it really interactive, everything that we're doing, and getting the students on there.
Yeah.
We're also doing one for veterans and everything. So, just trying to reach students where they feel comfortable and to absorb the training that we're trying to do and the content and the ideas that we're trying to plant in their brains.
Yeah, and this is all over the country.
It's all over the world.
All over the world that you're going to be, not just Nashville with this. So this is
right.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the platform. Of course, it's virtual.
Yeah.
But the school tour will be around the U.S. and then we're going to Canada. We're going to England, and we're also going to be in Brazil to start because we have a partner down there, and then of course the TV network will be everywhere that Roku is and other distribution platforms as well. So that'll be global because they're in 17 countries, I think. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, so everywhere around the world you can inspire, kids, this next generation.
Absolutely.
What's going on?
And on the Spark, what we're doing there is building a very big community for musicians, a music community. So like every Monday night on there, I do a networking event for musicians. And every Wednesday night, we're starting to do alternating artist development night and then a songwriter night. And just to bring people from around the world. The goal is, if you can't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can hop on there and somebody from Australia is there because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly.
And so if we can bring the world together that way, it'll be awesome. Because, it is a global economy right now. There's no reason why you can't do a live performance and sell tickets to people in Japan who happen to like you or in China or wherever.
Yeah, just like this podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why we love the flexibility of it. Yeah, and heck, this wasn't around for us 15 years ago,
That's
20,
for sure.
That's
for sure.
So.
And I appreciate you guys for doing this kind of stuff because there's so much information that people need to have. It's podcasts are so big right now.
It's a great way to spread great knowledge about things like Indie Connect and the tour and so thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on here.
The Art of Music Tech podcast. So thank you so much, Vinny, and good luck with everything. We can't wait to spread the word on it.
I appreciate it.
Sounds all right. Great. See ya. Thank you so much.
For more information of booking 23DB Productions, visit their website at 23dbproductions.com. Like and follow 23DB Productions at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for the latest work.